What's up, people? What's up, people? What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K back again with another. I'm gonna call these the H2Hs because I think we're gonna have a lot of these. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first was setting things up and coming to the mic, hey Nick, that's what's up. Nick, if you wanna join our crew, I'll put a link out to the here's what I'll do. Let me do this real quick. Let me go to PNTS Network. Let's start off with something positive before we get into the thick of things. Here, let me show you guys something real quick. And I like Nick's comment because Nick's comment really Nick, I get it. And Nick, I'm doing this because of people like you. Because of people like you who aren't doing anything, but yet the activity of 1% is being tagged to you. And now it's at a point to where I want to say the 1% might be a little edged up and worked up. And and this is my confessions to the 1%. Like, and it's not this. Just let's relax. But I'm doing this. I do this for people like you, Nick, who are just going about your day playing games, and you're getting attacked from one side and being called toxic, and then from the other side, where I get it. We feel like we got to defend so much. Sometimes we're brewing stuff up, and you get caught in the crosshairs. That's why I'm doing this, to stop this against people like you. But I want to put your comment up again. Because that's so true. Like, what are you commenting down about? But Vic was like, the STADIA community is angry. And it's not the community as a whole. And I know I said, that's how I phrased the title. When you look at it, the majority of people that are part of the community, they don't even get involved in this. This stuff is too silly for them, and they just want to play games, so they don't even come on Twitter. Like, there's a lot of people that I talk to in Discords and DMs and things like that, where they know the stuff on social media, and they're watching this video, but they're not commenting on it. They're talking to me directly about it and be like, man, this is silly, this is crazy, da 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 da. Did you see this? Did you see that? But they don't want to get in the middle of that, these silly shenanigans. I think we got to relax a little bit. But Nick, if I could real quick, let me show you something. If you go to PNTS Plus, go to Old Dirty Blasters, never mind that ad, and go to our Division 2 clan sign up, you can click on this and it'll take you to our sign out sheet. Now, I've stopped new entries, but we'll make an exception because I like you, Nick. We'll make an exception. So if you do that, come on over, join us, and let's have a grand old time, okay? All right, let's go back to what's going on here. I want to shout everybody out in the chat though before we get started. As you can tell in my voice, I'm a little groggy. I'm explaining why. Shout out to Collins. Shout out to Victor. Shout out to Bippity. We already shout out Nick. Thank you for coming through, good brother. Who else we got in the chat? We got the homie Winstor. He said, got that Twitter notification. Let's go. I appreciate it. Ninja Guy X. Hey, Ninja. Hey, Ninja Guy, I got to talk to you. Please don't let me forget. Can you DM me after the show? Because I'll forget. I really want to talk to you about something, Ninja Guy, if you give me the time. Eric Strawmoose says hi. We got Tommy Rocks in the house. So Tommy, I know I got to rap to you. I know I've been very unintentionally neglectful, brother. You've been out here doing some of the hard work, and this program is for you. For those that are out here doing the hard work, that don't want to get into the fray, do the hard work. You know what I'm saying? Jig718 says, MM2K, you talking about yourself in this one? I'm gonna address some of the stuff that I've had to do last week and why I had to do it. But I appreciate that, Jakes. Nick says, I don't have a Twitter account. I quit Facebook. And again, that's Clive put it best. There's maybe a few dozen of us on Twitter that are really active. I mean, that are really, really active. Maybe, a good 100 or so of us that are moderately active. And the half a dozen to maybe over a dozen that are active on social media, they get tagged. They get the honors of being associated to the entire community. And that's not right. I'm going to talk about it. I can invite him. Yeah. Nick, let him know. Hey, Nick, if you can talk to Tommy Rocks in the chat, he will invite you. Just let him know. And Tommy Rocks is that dude, bro. He is that man. Like, we're lucky. Like, it's like I'm about to lose LeBron James or Kevin Durant if I don't get it together, because bro is killer. He is the guy for Division 2. And we need our people that are part of the clan that, signed up. I really need you guys to work with Tommy Rocks or utilize his tools. We got to be honest, Tommy, and Tommy knows this. I don't think we're ready for the raid this weekend. But if we can get some Division 2 clan members to do something else for the charity event, let's do it. And I'm not going to blame the clan for it. It's, my fault, because I wasn't able to help organize because a lot of the stuff that we had going on. With that being said, too, let me show one more thing. Because we sent something out last night. I'm pretty sure we did. I think we did. We did we did as a group what we were supposed to do. I think we sent something out last night. I got assurances that this was sent out. Oh yeah. Here we go. All right. So check this out, y'all. So we say attention Stadia community. Feel like you have talents in writing and or video game talk and you would like to share this with the community, join the fast-growing community-based effort over at Stadia Dosage on PNTS Network. Interested? You can reach us at sdofeedback@pntsnetwork.com. So if you want to write, you want to hop on a podcast or do whatever, stream, whatever, and you would like a growing community-based effort to really help push your efforts forward, or you just want to appear on some of your favorite shows that you recognize, hit us up at sdofeedback@pntsnetwork.com. It's very important that I got that up there because that's going to be real integral to what we talk about during this stream. I don't want to be too long though, because I can be long. Okay, shout out to everybody that's here, and if I missed you, my apologies. Oh, and they says, new patch for Stadia Outriders out 20 minutes ago. Yeah, we'll check that out and see. I should be testing out stuff like that and seeing what it does. I mean, the big patch that stabilizes everything ain't supposed to be till November, whatever. But if you guys could do us a huge favor, tweet this out, let everybody know that they're live. That we're live. Even if they don't see this live, they'll know. At least this will be out there for them to reference to. All right, time for me to show off. First and foremost, I want to welcome everybody to this community heart to heart. My name is MM2K of PNTS Network and Stadia Dosage. If you can do us a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. We appreciate and love all of y'all straight up. You know the deal, you know the reason, and y'all know the slogan. We are not too proud to ask, and we're really working hard to work with the community during this transitional period. This is a transitional period. And I get during transitional periods, familiar faces exit, new faces come in, people get scared, they get concerned. But at the end of the day, it's all about respect. We demand and want respect in regards to the facts and the dissemination or the facts that's being disseminated about this platform. And in a lot of ways, rightfully so. It's not good. I think as a content creator, I feel the weight and the responsibility to get on a microphone and, yes, give my opinion, but give my opinion and educate people and give them factual information. I just feel some funny type of way by not doing that. And I get this is a new community, and that might not be at the core of what a lot of people do, but that's just me personally. So I get the attention to detail as far as the facts and stuff like that is concerned. But at the same time, people are going to make decisions that we got to respect, and you can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, this reminds me of, and I won't mention the content creator's name, but this reminds me of an event that happened last year where a content creator felt like they were getting piled on, and they felt like that community was ganging up on them. So they left. They left and they said, I'm not going to do that type of content in addressing the Stadia community anymore. I feel like I'm getting ganged up on. Now, whether they were getting ganged up on or whatever, in my belief, that's here nor there. That's what they wanted to do. So I got on the mic again, even though I didn't agree with various argument points on a regular basis. And I didn't agree that that was the move that they should have made. That was the move they felt like they needed to make. And it was like, and it did seem like that once they left, people were mad that they left, because it seemed like that people wanted them around to beat up on them. And that's where I had to pump the brakes, like, hold on. Now, y'all said y'all wanted my bro out of the community because you felt like that he was doing harm or whatever, or because of the things that he had to say, he was misrepresenting things out of emotion or whatever. And y'all wanted, you didn't want, and it wasn't that you wanted him out of the community, you wanted it to stop. So we said, well, I feel the way that I feel, and the best way for me to stop is to leave. And then y'all got mad and kept beating him up even more for leaving. It's like y'all wanted him there to keep him in check. Like, instead of your daily, at the core of your interaction with this community, instead of it being, you know, ensuring that camaraderie is there and that correct information, positive or negative, is being portrayed about the company, about the product, it was like your MO was to battle somebody every day. And when they didn't give you that toy to chew on or to battle, you were then upset and disappointed. And that's not what this community is about. This community is about the camaraderie that we had. And the fact that people have changed their mind and decided to leave, some graciously, some not graciously. And in that transition, we addressing those that maybe didn't leave so graciously, that wanted to knock the vase over and call names and demagogue and all that other stuff. Individuals like myself said, well, you have the right to leave. And yes, you should pass the mantle if you're not all about what this platform represents anymore. But don't demagogue the community, because here are the facts. But at the end of the day, let people bow out graciously. If they want to leave, even if they slam the door a little bit on their way out, at the end of the day, let them do what they want to do. Because here's what you don't realize. Not only you're not respecting people's decisions by doing this, but you're slighting the other community members when you do overreact on this stuff. So my message is, let's not overreact on this. We got people overreacting, and they're confused about what's what, and therefore they are making up newsletters and stuff like that don't exist. And secondly, there are people that are saying that the community is crumbling. And I'm here to like, when we have a certain emotion, always look at tangible things in front of you before you go out and you propagandize those emotions. The community is not crumbling. It's transitioning. Because as much as we hate to see those people go, because of the hard work and the great stuff that they've done for the community, no doubt, and Duncan included. I got 4-5 other people for each one banging on my door, and I'm scouring through their content just to see who are saying, MM2K, I want on that newsletter. MM2K, I'd like to be on the podcast. MM2K, this, that, and the other. It's transitional. And I know we got familiar with faces and things like that. And we don't, and some people just don't want to see them go for that purpose, which I understand. And then because those are the people that you got comfortable with, you may not like the new look. But let's not discredit the other content creators and say things are crumbling. That sends a signal to the other content creators that are here, which they are plentiful, and I'm going to show you, that they're nobodies. To the new content creators that want to come aboard, that want to take the mantle, you're making them feel like they're nobodies. So I think in proper context, it would be, oh man, my favorite content creators are leaving, man. I feel a certain type of way. I get that. But let's not discredit those that are around. Let's respect those that have paved the way for the community. Let's respect their wishes without spitting on those that are coming in that are new. Let's not zap out their energy. We do that too much here. And this is part, and I hate to be the old man standing on the hill like I'm Moses with the 2 tablets. This is what God said. I hate doing that. But man, oh man, I get frustrated sometimes because we got some peculiar behavior. Whenever something happens that we don't like, we automatically attach it to doom and gloom. A lot of that is out of ignorance. And I don't mean ignorance like mean ignorance. I mean ignorance like not doing our due diligence and paying attention to what we're saying and the gravity of what we're saying in accordance to the reality. We have too much ignorant behavior in the community, whether it's pro Stadia or pessimistic Stadia. It's too much ignorance, and we gotta get better at training ourselves to checking our emotions to the reality. Because when we don't, we may find ourselves inadvertently discrediting people that should not be discredited. So I think we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Don't you think so, Stadia community? I think we can. I think we can respect those that want to leave, that want to let them bow out graciously, respect their decision, whether we agree with it or not, and at the same time not overstate things and discredit those that are around, that are coming, that are new, that are enthusiastic and energetic. Shout out to Nick who said, Nick, you about to earn your wings today, bro. Can't find his comment. Damn, he had a hell of a comment. Wish I could just pull. Oh, he says, I just got 5 friends into Stadium. My referrals are off the chain. People like Nick are continuing on. It's like, we gotta stop. We go from one extreme to another. And I'm telling everybody, whether you're pro Stadia, pessimistic Stadia, I get that we're young and we're new to this. We gotta flesh out these problems before we hit the main stage. Because as soon as we hit the main stage, it's gonna be a slobber knocker. It's gonna be a fight. And if we don't fix these things right now, then you're really gonna see the Stadia community torn. It ain't torn now. We'll see it torn. Right? So, what am I talking about? Let's see here. Gotta excuse me, my throat is a little parched. Tuesdays I normally take a nap after I drop my wife off, because Tuesdays I normally don't work until the afternoon, because that's when I gotta work with the West Coast people now. It's something new I gotta do. I gotta do something with West Coast people. So I normally don't collaborate with them over certain data things until the afternoon for me, so I can take a nap after I drop her off and get back at 4:30 in the morning. And my nap was a little bit extended today. So I woke up to panic instruction because I thought there was a newsletter. But before I go any further, let me give a special shout out to the good friend and your mama knows. He says, "Thank you, MM. Thank you for always promoting my platform of choice. You give the many fans hope to not lose sight of greatness in our hands." Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like when you see a major figurehead that you normally see, like rolling and leaving, and then it is a little disheartening to see something in full context about the Stadia community and that reasoning that they're leaving. But people like my brother Nick, who told you I don't be on social media dealing with this foolishness. Like, he represents the majority of the Stadia community. So I mean, in my opinion, it is unfair to tag people like Nick, who he's like, if you look at him, he's in the chat, he's like, what the hell is going on? And I would caution my friends that do this to appropriately tag what your issue is. Your issue is elements of the community on social media. And if you want to back away from the social media scene, then sure. Or you can do what I do, because my threads be fine, except for here and there when I catch these glimpses and stuff, or if I get alerted like how I did today, like, oh my God, MM2K, this is happening. Ah! You know what I'm saying? And when I get alerted to that today, and then I dig deeper and check out what's going on, I'm not the wiser, because what I've done is I specialize my social media experience to block out all the stuff. Whether you're positive or negative, if you continue to go down these alleys and roads that I feel like are well beyond my scope, and they just take my head through a spin, I mute you. On rare occasion, I might have to block you if your job is or if you're clout chasing, if you're trying to, attack our brand or do this and do that just for clicks with your little crew, I'll block you. But for the most part, I'll just mute you. I'll let you have access to what I have to say. You then in response can say whatever you want to what I gotta say. I muted you, so I don't know what you're saying in response to me or not. And therefore, you have the freedom to say whatever you want to say in regards to certain comments or whatever. So I mute you. My social media experience is catered to what I want to see and what I don't want to see. So therefore, and I still get to see the bulk of the Stadia community interaction without all that hoopla. So I may not agree with their assessment, and people like Nick are a perfect example of that. Like, he's like, what the hell's going on? But I'm gonna respect their decision to do whatever they want to do. And I'm not going to bellyache over it. I'm not going to, get riled up over it. I may not agree if they tag the Stadia community as a whole in certain activity. Again, I know what the majority of the Stadia community has done, because by me filtering out just those few elements, I still get the bulk of conversation, activity, and debate in the community, where people ain't calling each other toxic, or people like, oh man, I hate you. There's none of that going on. Like, I'm in a vigorous debate last night. Shout out to my brother Victor Del Maestro. I love my brother. I love him. And look, I may not agree with anything that he has to say about Stadia at the moment, but he's a great guy. And I find that I have more, after we did our stream this past weekend, I found that I got more in common with my brother than I realized. But me and him will have vigorous debates about Stadia online. And so I have debates with people all the time. the pessimistic and the optimistic. I've just filtered out the radicals. There are radicals that feel like they gotta defend Stadia at every single turn. I ain't got time for that because they come after me, so I mute them. You got radicals that feel like that because they create content or they're friends with this group that they can't be challenged. As soon as you challenge them, they call you toxic. I've muted them. And on the flip side, some people may think I'm radical. You can mute me. But from what I've seen, in proportion, the overwhelming majority of the Stadia community is just fine. It's just radical activity on both sides of the pendulum that is minute to the overall community that's behind this. So in me listening to my brother Clive Linden, who I think is the model example of how you need to navigate this terrain, and I always fall short, and I know he just rolls his eyes like, MM2K, why did you have to do that? You know what I'm saying? I fall short. But he's identified it, and he was 1,000% spot on. It's little pockets here and little pockets there, and if you mute them, if you purge them from your daily activity, then you won't have to deal with this craziness. So if there are people that are using the T word too much, and you feel like that they're out of bounds, mute them. If you feel like that there's radicals out in the Stadia community that gotta defend everything Stadia does, or they want you to bend the knee, mute them. I have. And my Stadia community interaction is beautiful. It's lovely. I love it. But if those people feel differently, then let them feel differently. But I do want to clear the air. Okay, Nick, I appreciate you, good brother. Yeah, I'm sorry. There was no news. This is a talking to a group of people that you're not involved in. But I thank you for the support. And I might be able to go live. I mean, this is throwing off my schedule, but I feel like I got to do this for the sake of the community. I might go live later. Shout out to, also want to shout out Eric Streameroo. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find his comment. If they're going to put it in here. Where's Eric at? Can't find Eric. Okay, in your mama knows. Says, hello, is this thing on? I can't find it for some reason. I wish there was a way to just pull a particular comment out. But yeah, Eric, thank you so much for being a Dose member for 7 months, man. Love it, love you, and thank you so much. All right, so let's talk about it. What happened? Okay, so, and I am going to name a couple of names, but I'm going to respect their decisions. So we saw this morning that the Good Brothers, Original Penguin, and Lee, Cloud Gaming Dad, decided that they said they're not doing, well, I don't want to overstate OP's comments, and I'm not going to put it up here because I don't want this to be source for people to be targeted. Just respect his decision. OP made a comment about him furthering his content for Stadia community. And again, I just gave my monologue or whatever you want to call it about how I don't agree with that, about the Stadia community as a whole. I feel like there's pockets, but whatever, that's fine. And I get it. Original Penguin is great at what he does. He's been a paver of the way for the Stadia community, a pillar in so many ways. And we haven't always agreed on social media, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to even try to speculate anything else to it. He's stopping the content, and as much as I'm not sure what that means for the database, but what that means for the database is that is a blow. That is a blow. It's not the end of the world, but it is a blow. And then we had Cloud Gaming Dad, who kind of echoed similar sentiments about why he's leaving. He's doing so for his health, his mental health. I talked to CGD. A lot of people may not realize this, and I'm only going to touch on this briefly, but I really didn't want to say anything about this because I didn't want people to think that I was trying to boost myself up for it or anything like that. But I think due to the appropriation of the nature of what we're talking about right now, I should bring it up. There was an incident, I want to say about a month or two ago, where my brothers at Broadband Bullies, I'm also part of the Broadband Bullies network as well. You guys don't see me on that channel as much because they operated in late afternoons, and y'all know my work schedule. I'm usually closing shop by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when they get started. You know what I mean? But there's things that I do behind the scenes for Broadband Bullies, and it's content that's not for the faint of heart. It's not for everybody. I get it, and for the most part, those within this community wouldn't appreciate it. Some would. I've had some that have gone over and they enjoy what's going on. It's a lot of adult humor, not PG at all, and it is what it is. And but a lot of people over here don't care for it. So my brothers, what they wanted to do is, because I'm not there, and we joke all the time in the DMs, they're like, "Oh, MM2K, you abandoned us for Stadia and all this," you know what I mean? So they wanted to roast me. So as part of the roast, they were going to bring in another former Stadia content creator, and the Stadia content creator was supposed to say some bad things about me, and I was supposed to say some things about them, and it was all supposed to be jokes and laughs or whatever. It was poorly coordinated because of my schedule and their schedule, and then this content creator, we never sat down or whatever. It was all coordinated through them, right? But I was supposed to be on the show. I could never make it. So because I couldn't make the show, they continued on about what was going on, and I wasn't there, and the show wasn't going the way that they wanted it to. So then they took it upon themselves to go and pluck people out of the Stadia community who were streaming, and for their audience make fun of their streaming numbers. And it got back to this, not real life, and I'm not excusing it, because after I've had a long conversation with my brothers, and it's available on Z's Twitch channel. A lot of you don't even realize, I didn't even point y'all to that. I had a long conversation with my brothers on his Twitch channel when that happened. He took down the video in response, and we talked about it behind the scenes. A lot of the conversation too was on his Twitch channel. And I explained to him how that went. I was like, yo, that went totally wrong. Like, I get that you think that this community is like in some basement somewhere, but it's not what you think. And that had a long-term adverse effect on pillars within the community and so forth. It just wasn't a good look. And they acknowledged it. And they even acknowledged it after we had the conversation live on air. They did it live, but I never pointed anybody to it because I never wanted it to be about me. Now, why did I bring that up? Because there was a lot of grumblings behind the scenes that MM2K and the Broadband Bullies went to go attack Lee. And a lot of people felt the type of way about it, and I never addressed it. But all during that whole situation, me and my brother Lee were talking behind the scenes. A A lot of people didn't realize that me and my brother Lee, we were working on a partnership along with other content creators to come on Stadia Dosage streams and stream to help give them, more access and stuff like that, part of a partnership program. So me and my brother Lee, we have conversations behind the scenes, and he's expressed his sentiments about things. I have, and I have nothing but the utmost respect. And he's my main motivator for doing this. Like, he specifically said that he's doing this for his mental health. That's all we need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all we need to know. Lee said he's doing it for his mental health. Leave it alone. Let it go. Move on. We hate to see Lee go. Great content creator. Never got to flourish that partnership, but I love my brother for everything that he's done for the community. We're going to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let's leave it alone. I get that there were parts in that we may not agree with. That's fine. We can agree to disagree with people and let it go. He said it's for his men. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Okay? So that's that. And I don't want to slight Original Penguin, but I put my brother in the front there because I just wanted people to understand that there are conversations being had in the background. People are doing things for reasons that are good for them. Just let them do it. Another person that I'm talking to in the background, who I gotta admit was unfairly tagged in all this, was Duncan and Cloudy. Now I get it. We can have a 20-hour session about what the community feels about Duncan and Cloudy's involvement in different things, but they've walked away. They said their piece, and now they're done. And it kind of reminds me of that content creator that I mentioned last year. That after people were like, you are destroying the community with the things that you're saying, and that was their feeling. And they said, okay, well, the best way for me not to quote unquote destroy the community's feelings is for me to walk away. And when they walked away, they were still mentioned. They shouldn't have been. Duncan and Cloudy has walked away. Now, granted, Duncan is part of a panel on another podcast where he'll talk about things about Stadia. And the things that he's going to say, most of us may not like or agree with. They're just gauging him for his opinion. That's what they want to do. If you don't like it, don't tune in. Walk away. You see what I'm saying? You see how easy that is? They got good people like my brother Rock on there though. So I don't mind people listening to a diverse opinion of things. And I get it. Y'all may want to talk about that show. That's another whole 20-hour discussion or whatever. But the core of what the angst was about things that were being said about Stadia. And Duncan said the best way okay, look, this is how I feel. We can have a discussion of whether you think I'm throwing my words around irresponsibly, whatever. But this is how I feel. So because this is how I feel, and I feel like I'm being true to myself, I'm stepping away. Now, along the way, there may have been sections of that video where they talked about people they thought were good people in the community or not. That's making it circles down. It doesn't matter. They have decided to step away. Respect their decision. They have decided to step away. Respect it. I thought it was a commentary that people were upset about. Now the commentary has stopped. Leave it alone. Let them be. And I feel like we're holding on to this for certain reasons. I'm going to get to those reasons. But also, what I want to say is, let's not slight the others that are still here. I get it. Duncan, when he was a pillar of the Stadia community and helping organizing things, helped to organize things like Stadia, Super Saturday, and all that other stuff with Stadia Source and so forth before he started Cloudy and all these other things. I get it. Duncan, and then there's so many great things that Duncan has done for the community. You guys just don't even know that are instrumental to a lot of us getting together. But as time goes on, people transition and they do different things and they have different perspectives. I get it. Original Penguin was another one that helped pave the way. That was part of the original brass, and he's created something fantastic like the database. He helped pave the way for a lot of things. And Cloud Gaming Dad, despite some of the community angst about the support from content creators of Stadia content, Cloud Gaming Dad kept true to his guns and provided Stadia content through in and throughout. So we definitely hate to see that go. So yes, some strong support for the Stadia community, whether it was up to the point to where they've left or, you know, a while ago, if they were pillars of the Stadia community that helped pave the way. Yeah, it's disappointing for many to see them go. But the motif that the community is crumbling only goes to diminish the actions of those that are here. And I want to do that. We can make our point without going to the extremes. We can say, oh man, pillars of the community that once was, former pillars of the community or the original guard, they're leaving, and we can examine why they're leaving and talk about that. But let's not slight the other people that are still around that have also been pillars. You know what I mean? And let's be factual in our representation of this. Point in hand. This is the original Saku, the Stadia unofficial community update. I think the last one was October 17th of 2020, over a year ago. And in it, this is what was being talked about as far as community events. Look at that. Great resource of not only Stadia stuff that was released, but game-related information that was extrapolated out of it, and stuff from content creators. And then they had a list of podcasts and things like that, and that's great. You know, these are the podcasts that you want to listen to, and this is some of the community content, including Stadia Dosage. All right? This is the current DCD, the Dosage Community Digest. Well, not only does it have Stadia news, but it gives you a breakdown of, again, podcast and commentary, right? And streamers, people that are streaming stuff, just a snippet. This isn't even everybody. This is a snippet. This is why these are called snippets, because this thing would go on and on and on if we put everybody that's in here and we give you, a listing of weekly events. And then look at this. We got all the content creators, of content creators, like people that are providing statistics and achievement and resources. All the news podcasts in the community talk that's out there. And then look at the list of Stadia streamers. So let's take a look at those that are on this list that now will be removed because they no longer will be creating content, right? So in next week's post, we'll be missing the ever so fantastic original Penguin Stadia database. If what I read was right, if I got the better understanding, this might be removed. Of what he was saying, this might be removed. You still got all these other resources: Stadia Hunter, Stadia Pro Game Monitor, Jack Desolate Weekly Statistics, Stadia Source, Players Hub, Cloud Gaming Extreme Compares, right? On the content creator side, Cloud Gaming Dad, who we all love, we're going to remove him from Stadia streamers. But look at who you got. Foremost, Four Scars Gaming, Cloud Gaming Extreme S with their streaming channel, Color, Collins Dynasty, Daryl Smock, Jim Gaming, Helix Cloud Gaming, Link TV, Lord Kitchell of Stadia, Lukey 6, Malice Shore, Megatron X, Project Storm, Proper's Place, Ray Sherrod, Ready Set Stadia, Rock, SBCN, which within itself is a whole network of a whole bunch of streamers. I just get too much callus in my hands. I can't put everybody down from SBCN. Stadia Pro Gaming. And this isn't everybody. And then that's not even the news and podcast community talk. Clavi Linden, Cowboy, Jim Gaming, Helix, Nerd Nest, Nerf Report, Project Storm, Ready Set Stadia, Rock, Speaking of Stadia, Stadia Dosage, Stadia Revolution, Sunny Cloud Gaming, Virtual Cloud. Look at this. This was fantastic and it paved the way. Now look at this. We're taking out 2 lines out of all of this. It's not crumbling, it's transitioning. Now during this transition, we're seeing some of our favorite entities go, but that's their decision, respected. I talked to Duncan. There is no circular. There was no open letter about who are the cool content creators. It appears that people are talking about, again, part of their send-off email video where they talked about some of the content creators that they feel like were good people to follow. That's their opinion. If I'm not in that, or if you're not, or your favorite content creator is not in that, it doesn't matter. They've decided to step away and let them do so. That's their right to say who they're close to and who they felt was welcoming to them. That's okay. Let them do it. Yes. And your mama knows is 1,000% right. Wait till your comment pops up, brother. I wish I could show it right now. Wait till it pops up. But do you see how sometimes our rhetoric does not jive with the reality? And I gotta be honest with y'all, man. I gotta be honest with you. there is some frustration that I have to where I don't feel like we're getting better at this. I don't. I get that social media can be therapeutic to people. I get it. Because you're just getting stuff off your chest. But understand the stuff that you're getting off your chest gets retweeted, gets sent out, forwarded, gets talked about, gets embedded in articles and stuff like that as gospel. And unless you say, I'm just venting or venting, nobody knows that's what you're doing. If you phrased it in absolutist terms, someone that's not the wiser is going to think it's an absolutist thing. You're within that community. I'm not. So it must be crumbling. So understand, words have power. And with that power, when you know better, you have a responsibility to do better. Don't slight your fellow content creators. Clavy Linden had a hell of a show last night. He don't matter anymore. And there's not people that all believe that Stadia is all peaches and roses. You go from Clavy Linden to Virtual Cloud, who has his take on things going on with Stadia. Rock is very balanced. I love the content that Rock is putting out there. You look at Nerdnest, who's and Nerf Report that are doing things at a grand scale. Ready, Set, Stadia, a new up-and-coming content creator, just put something out there where he's challenging the actions of Stadia. Go check out his channel instead of just shooting from the hip and putting stuff out there that isn't factually correct. Cowboy's always welcoming diverse opinions and thoughts on his shows. Then you just speaking in that same vein, you got SBCN that just has a plethora of content. Megatron X, who started off doing Stadia content. Well, she started off doing something else, then she went to Stadia, and now she's doing the breadth of stuff, and she's so great regardless of where she goes and where she streams. Her community will follow her anywhere. Go check out why. Color, who has a channel not only specific to Stadia, but Red Dead Redemption 2. Four Scars Gaming, I can't even say enough about. These people don't matter now. Collins Dynasty, another Stadia Dosage partner. Lukey 6, another Stadia. These people don't matter. Malashore, who one of the many people that contacted me and said, hold on, what are you doing, good brother? I love what you're doing, but you got to get me on this list. These people don't matter now? What are we doing out here? I get frustrated. I'm tired, y'all. Y'all breaking me down to the very last compound. I ain't going nowhere. But man, we got to get better at this. We're not. What are we doing? Stop shooting from the hip. We do this too much. And when this platform levitates and gets on the main stage, we're going to get decimated. I'm telling you, as somebody who's already been in the eye of the tornado, I'm telling y'all, y'all better move better or y'all going to get decimated. We shoot from the hip too much. We got to get better. We got to. We can. I know we can. I hate to see those people go too. Okay? Tough. It can get tough sometimes, man. I get told by people all the time, MM2K, why are you over there? Why are you over there dealing with that stuff? Like, I watch it and man, they don't get it. And my response to them is that, yeah, we may not be perfect, but we're a caring and we're a passionate community like I've never seen before. And if it isn't for these momentary things, if we get it together, man, we are going to be the beacon of light for the entire community. We just got to get some of these nuanced things together. We got to learn how to vet our emotions. Because once you hit send, anybody can pick that up. Any publication. I used to be in a DM with a bunch of Stadia content creators, and I warned them about that. I said, y'all better be careful because Rich from Review Tech and these other content creators, they're already in, well, not Rich so much, but I knew what Rich was going to do. But a lot of these big content creators are already in DMs plotting with some of the words that you're saying, and they're taking them out of context of what you really meant, but you didn't put it in appropriate context. And lo and behold, a week later, you started seeing these content creators doing shows, doing videos, taking the words that we used when we were just venting and taking them out of the context that you really meant, but you didn't put it in the proper context before you hit send. So yeah, like, shout out to Unitrix, man. It's good to see you, good brother. Thank you very much. Let me go back to the chat because I want to go to Cowboy. I want to go back to Anthony's comment. He had a very good comment. Where's this comment? I can't find it. This thing is driving me crazy. It's driving me wild. I can't find comments or nothing out here. Yeah, man, we have so many content creators. Take your pick. So oh man, whew. I'm telling you, I don't get it sometimes. Let them go. If you guys were so upset about the things that, like, I've told y'all to just purge from it. Like, a lot of the times when I was addressing things, and I've had these conversations behind the scenes with people who thought I was targeting them. I said, I don't target y'all because I don't even listen to y'all. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I know how I am. And I know this little superficial perception that was being built around me that I like to go out and target people. You know what I'm saying? No, I target the action, not the person. I will always defend your right to say whatever you want to say. I just will not defend the veracity of his thesis. If it's not put together well, or if it's not factually based, I'm going to challenge it. So often I would hear these themes bubble, and I didn't go back and say, well, hold on, I'm not going to talk about this because this person talked about it at all. I didn't do that, and I never will do that. I won't do it for quote unquote friend or foe. I just take a narrative and I address the narrative. Now, I had these conversations behind the scenes where I let people know, you know, that me addressing narratives is just me shedding truths to light. That's the whole purpose of this channel. Stadia Dosage. Look at my branding of my content. The man with the medicine. I got a show called we started off with a show called The Medicine. Everything is the dosage. The morning tonic. It's medicating you. It's giving you medication for the sickness of the misinformation and the incorrect data that's out there. Y'all probably never caught that. But that was the purpose of the branding. was that there is a sickness of information out there. We are here with the medication. And I didn't do it just for Stadia. I've been doing this since day one on YouTube. We've always been a counter narrative to the misinformation. We've done it for Xbox, PlayStation, whatever, PC. And when I started my Stadia content, that's what we did here. And shout out to my brother Brian with his new channel. He did a fantastic video. He put it out there. 1,001%. MM2K isn't for everybody. He may say things that you may not like, but he gonna say the things that you need to hear. You may not like that Robitussin, but your ass better take it if you want to get over these allergies, if you want to stop being sick. That's the whole theme of right here. So, I mean, let's respect those that want to bow out gracefully. Let them do it. Even if we don't agree with the context of why they're doing it. Let them do it. That's their God-given right. Please. Do not ironically disagree with them saying that you're toxic, but you acting toxic by not letting them bow out graciously. Let them bow, even if they slam the door on their way out, let them do it. Don't try to prove them wrong about you being toxic by being toxic. Because that's what's happening. I don't care what they may have said on the video. They've stepped away. Let them step away. Let them step away. It's okay. We got all this here that we can pay our respects to those content creators that paved the way and were dear to our hearts, and then we can continue to move on. With the great talent that I'm talking to on a regular basis that you guys don't even know about, that are out there creating content. Like, have you checked out Collins Dynasty's channel? Like, if you go to the Stadia Dosage, the DCD, and actually click on this link, you're bound to find a stream, a control stream that you're going to enjoy. Why don't you try that? Did you see Lukey Six's Dead by Daylight? Hour of the Witch stream? Did you try that out? Oh, who's Lukey Six? Well, maybe if you click on the link and take a look at it, you might like that. Do y'all even know? I've seen people say, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, I've seen people say, man, I miss Super Stadia Saturday, where the content creators were getting together and they were doing great content. Did y'all see the Caring from the Clouds? Now, it may not have been as long because we're kind of rebuilding the effort from scratch. I don't want to take, when I say we, I mean because I participated in it, but this is all curated by my brother, John Scars, and we're doing Extreme for the sake of charity. We've raised over $5,000 from charity, for charity. Have you seen Caring from the Clouds? Were you there for any of these streams? Did you help promote it like you did Super Stadia Saturday? And on top of what we used to get here, which was also fantastic and great. Shout out to Duncan for providing this. It was beautiful stuff. But on top of what was provided there, now we got all these great statistic and achievement sources and indexes from Stadia Hunter, Stadia Pro Game Monitor, Jack Deslip, Stadia Source. Unfortunately, we might be missing out on Original Penguins database, and then Cloud Gaming Extreme compares. We've lost and we've gained. busting their game. Check out Dr. Stream, my brother Dr. Stream X. And bro, you got to reach out to me because I don't have the mind of an elephant. I want to get you on here. I know you still working things together, but let's get you on here. It's time for the new school to be represented. But here's the problem. Here's what's going on. I'm going to keep it real with y'all because that's what I do. I keep it real whether it's pro Stadia or it's, look, we got to have our coming to Jesus moment. I got to keep it real with y'all. This is why, even though the elements that y'all said that were causing so much problems, even though they like, look, okay, if you feel like we're causing problems, we'll bow out. While you're still belly aching, here's why. Because a lot of y'all ain't willing to do the hard work going forward. And Charles, no, I know you didn't mean anything bad by that, good brother. That's why I prefaced it with not to be mean or anything. But this is just my attention wake up to everybody. Like, look, pay attention to what's going on. So here we go. Like, before we say that the community is crumbling, let's be cognizant of the words that we're saying. Because once we say sin, once we hit sin, that's in the archive of the internet. And anybody can snag that and say, well, here goes a community member. Let me write an article. So-and-so community member says that the community is crumbling. Look at this, and they'll tag your tweet to it. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. Instead of saying, I just feel, I don't have proof, I just feel. I've seen one cognizant Stadia community Twitter person say, this may not mean nothing, but blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's responsibly understanding the impact of their words and prefacing it with something appropriate. The community's not crumbling. These people mean something. And these are not all Stadia marching orders people. Like I said, did you see Ready Set Stadia's video on Dear Google? If you didn't, check it out. It's a hell of a video. These aren't all Stadia marching orders people. They're not. Helix Cloud Gaming, one of the most down the middle groups. I love these guys. I've loved them since day one. Down the middle groups down. Do you watch their content? If not, check them out. Daryl Smock Jr., I know because of the specialized tracking that I get from outside sources that the number one thing that's looked up on in regards to Stadia is Destiny 2. My brother Daryl Smock stays streaming Destiny 2. Have y'all checked him out? All this is here. But you know what it is? Y'all are afraid of the hard work. Regardless of what you want to say about Duncan, OP, Cloud Gaming Dad, on what they've prefaced their exits around, whether you agree with it or not, one thing that you can't say about those three brothers is that they're not hard workers. They busted their asses doing what they done. Y'all don't understand the amount of work that Duncan done behind the scenes. And I have a better appreciation for it because now I'm trying to do it with the 80 billion things that I got going. OP, to make that database, my God. Cloud Gaming Dad to come up with the content that he does, new content, this and that, at the regular time frames that he did. Those brothers put in hard work. And it's going to take that hard work to keep it up. So if there was something that Duncan provided that he's no longer going to provide because he's exited out, step up to the plate. Don't bellyache. Duncan didn't get paid for none of this stuff. I hope you don't mind me saying that, Duncan. I hope you don't. He ain't get paid for none of this. He did it because it's something that he wanted to do. So if you feel like you're that passionate about this community, get off your ass and do something. Do something. He has work. He has a job too. He has stuff that he has to do too. I don't want to hear that. I do too. I mean, mine's is the most loftiest case because I'm, you know what I'm saying? But I got stuff that I got. Y'all, outside of work, I got stuff that I got to do too. All these people had work that they had to do. And they still created fantastic content because they busted their ass. So it's just going to take more people that's willing to bust their ass to keep it going. I'm a hard worker. I don't make excuses for work. Hold on one second. I've even had to tell some of my people, we ain't playing Clubhouse no more. I'm serious, not only about the Stadia community, but the state of information that's going out about gaming altogether. Let's stop playing Clubhouse. I don't want to sit here 4 or 5 hours talking about who did this and who did that. I want to get stuff done. I want to get ish done. And I didn't use the word ish, and they'll tell you. We gonna get stuff done. I'm tired of it. Well, this person, did you hear it? I don't care. Let's get stuff done. We got to do the hard work. Step up to the plate. This was not easy for me to do. Me and my wife even got into it because I had to stop and instead of doing something that she wanted me to do, and said, oh no, I got to send this DCD out. Because of my passion for the community. You may not feel that passionate to where you feel like you want to do something, but go look for somebody that does. Spread the word. Because that's all it took to start this thing. When this thing started, it was just about a bunch of people spreading the word. I get y'all got comfortable. Y'all was able to kick your feet up and just consume. Now, if you're that passionate about the community where you want to bellyache and go crazy about stuff, then do something, damn it. Do something. I never shied away from hard work. Never. I went from opening mail at $5.65 an hour to becoming one of the head VPs in my area where I managed managers who managed managers. Negotiated some of the biggest deals for my company. Talked to some of the most famous people in the world. Off of hard work. Because of my passion for what I was doing at the time. If you're truly passionate, you got to put a little bit of skin in. If y'all feel some type of way that we're losing the publication. Excuse me. I got my voice hoarse. I just got it back. If y'all feel some type of way about a publication no longer covering Stadia stuff, okay, I get it. But guess what? PNTS Network is around. John Scar, he has his blog, they're around. Stadia Source is still creating content. They're around. Or you can start your own. But if you don't want to start your own, come and join any of us. We're looking right now for content creators and writers who want to contribute and put your stuff out there. There are some people that I'm talking to that they're going to have their own independent wing of PNTS Network. We're just fleshing out the deals and going through some of the complicated technical aspects of it. But you can go to any of us, contribute, and add more content. Duncan did put in a lot of stuff, but he did hard work. Write an article or two a week. If you got an opinion piece, I'll take it. And it ain't always got to be pro. It ain't got to be pro stated. Whatever you think. If you want to contribute, reach out to what was that? SDO feedback at pntsnetwork.com. MM2K, I got this is something I wrote up. We'll get it proof checked, get it set up. Boom. Stadia editorial, we'll put it out there. Editorial from XYZ. I'm sure the other publications would be willing to hear from you too. It don't take that much to write an article or two a week if you got some thoughts or if there's something that you observe that you feel like you want to talk about. If you got opinions, get on the mic. Talk. If you don't want to talk, start streaming. We have direct stream. You can stream Stadia from a damn pencil if you wanted to now. You can do some no commentary content and put it out there for other people to enjoy and inspire a new breed. This should be an organic effort. Get your feet off the footrest and do something. Either spread the word or get involved. That's all it took for this thing to start. And that's what's going to take for it to continue to flourish. That's all. I don't want to take up too much time because my good brother Rock is going to be going live soon. And he's going to have some great stuff there. But that's it, y'all. Like, let them bow out. Let them do their things. Appreciate what they've done. Give them their flowers now. And even if we don't agree with the context in which they're leaving, that's okay. Don't become toxic trying to prove that you're not toxic. Just let them go. There's no need to panic because there are plenty of content creators and content out here to continue to move forward from. And don't be bitter. Give them their kudos because they deserve it. Duncan deserves his kudos for the way that the stuff that he's paid for the community. Show that we're not toxic. Give them their kudos. Original Penguin for his contributions. Give him his flowers. Cloud Gaming Dad, the same thing. Let's be gracious in this. This is a time for graciousness. Let's be gracious to those that contributed, that did the thing and helped pave the way in so many ways that they want to transition now. Let's not be bitter. Let's give them, and let's recognize, but after we do that, let's recognize the people that are still here and act like they mean something. This resource is here. It's here. It's also on the PNTS Network website. The feature Stadia Dosage Hub, the weekly DCD. I'm going to it right now. It's right here. This week's and last week's. Or the two previous entries are there. And they're on Reddit. So, with that said, hopefully you guys understand that and appreciate that. I'm going to get off the air because I don't want to take time from rocking them. Check out their show. It's going to be a hell of a show. My spiritual advisor, who's probably shaking his head and rolling his eyes right now like MM2K, you ain't even have to go live, but I felt like I had to. I mean, I get it. We're a new community. Some of the stuff is new, and sometimes what we do is impulsive, but don't do it. This is the time for us to be gracious, to say thank you for what you've done. And we get it. For whatever reason you want to do, that's your own. We get it. Just let us carry the mantle on and we'll continue on and get them their flowers. I got nothing but much respect for OP, Cloud Gaming Dad, and Duncan for the stuff that they've done. I may not always agree with everybody on everything, but they decided to transition. Let them transition. Okay. Let me take a few comments from the chat and then we're going to move on. Let me start right here. Windstar says, today is the day for some good news on Stadia. I can feel it. Let's hope so. Elk News says, GTA Trilogy surprise Stadia announcement. We'll see. Windstar Kenry also says, I'm already good without routers being updated. Stadia Pro Games is a plus for next month. Whatever else is exciting. Dr. Stream X says, MM is not capping. Just trust and believe. I was talking to my bro all the time, like, man, you should do content. You should do content. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I said, we're here for you if you want to do it. And now he's starting to do it on his own, and he's testament to that. Just do it. Just do it. We got to take our foot off the footrest right now. They said, oh snap, Grace from Google has stepped into the Twitter war. Uh-oh. Take a look at that. Should I live stream my Destiny 2 sessions? Hell yeah, Vic. Vic, I'm telling you. I'm giving y'all some Oh, Squid, you ain't on here? Squid, I thought I added you. Oh, shame on me. Did I add you? Let me see. Stadia streamers. Damn it, I sure did. My bad, brother. Yeah, do me a favor, because we're gonna transition this to some people that can help with this. Hit me up at sdofeedback@pntsnetwork.com. And for those of you that help spot check this for me, make sure that I don't forget y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Make sure that I don't forget Squid. My bad. I forgot you and I forgot Brian. My bad. And I know I forgot many more. That's me, but that's why I said, let's put some elbow in the game. Y'all ain't got to do no streaming, no database adding, or no writing, but help out on some things. Like when I send this thing out, if you want to spot check it, or if you got ideas, say, hey, MM2K, what about this content creator? There was another content creator I was introduced to that I forgot about. And now I've lost the name, so hopefully someone can remind me of him. No one passed away, Elk knew. No one passed away. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball, he says. Okay, with that said, 15 minutes left. Get ready for Rock's fantastic show where they prep. I'm gonna be watching it. And I was gonna do a stream talking about some other things, but this will cover it. With that said, thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all for the attention that you have given this matter. Hopefully it helps you guys move forward. This is our time to be gracious. Okay, that's your best way to prove that you're not toxic. If these people want to leave, let them leave, because these are people that have paved the way for a lot of stuff that you're enjoying now. Even if you don't agree with why they're leaving, it's not going to make the community collapse. As I'm showing you right here, plenty of content creators, and I don't even have everybody. Plenty of great talent out there. Give them the respect that they deserve, and let them bow out gracefully. Let's not be bitter about it, okay? Even if they do, like I said, say some things that we don't agree with. If they say, well, here goes the good content creators, and it may not be the content creators you agree with, that's okay. That's okay. They're bowing out. Just let them do what they do. I think, honestly, in some respects, they've earned a piece to have their farewell speech be whatever they want it to be. Regardless, if we like the farewell speech or not in totality, we still got plenty of great content creators out here that are going to keep the mantle moving forward. Okay. But that said, thank you all. I love y'all so much. This is why I do stuff like this. Even though I may get frustrated at times, trust me, I still love you all, because you guys show so much love to me. And I'm not perfect either. You know what I'm saying? But, that's what the community is all about, understanding. With that said, thank you all so much. Love you all. Have a wonderful